Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Ann Trujillo with the latest from Denver 7. Brighton leaders have some explaining to do, if not to us, then to the people who pay their salaries. For months, we've been reporting on unexplainably high water rates in Brighton. Residents couldn't figure out why their bills had suddenly skyrocketed until the city manager revealed the city had racked up $70 million in overcharges. Right now, there's no evidence that was intentional, but when you suspend the man who pointed it out without explanation in a room full of his supporters, then, well, people get suspicious. Tonight, Denver 7's Russell Haythorne is hearing from a councilman who backs the city manager and from two who don't.
What started as a murky water billing issue in Brighton several years ago,
something seems suspicious to me,
is now, some say, a crystal clear scandal.
Is there a lack of transparency in City Hall?
Yes. Yes, there is. There's collusion going on with other council members.
Councilman Matt Johnston calling out what he believes to be a utility scam aimed at overcharging residents for water, resulting in a $70 million surplus.
They could have said, sorry, we made a mistake, and we will do everything to repay citizens.
Instead, he and others allege the mayor and 4 other council members are now colluding to keep the money by firing the new city manager, Philip Rodriguez, who recently uncovered the slush fund.
We're a strong city manager system on purpose to stop the corruption.
At council last night, Rodriguez said very little.
I'm confident in my ethics and in my integrity.
As homeowner frustrations hit a boiling point.
Letting go of a city manager who basically blew the whistle on the water fund at this time looks really bad for all of you.
The mayor defended the firing.
The basis of my decision stems with a personnel issue.
And today, Councilman Clint Blackhurst and Mark Humbert defending their vote for ousting the city manager. Blackhurst said it's based on a lack of leadership. He also said Brighton needs $30 million in water utility capital improvements this year alone, so the surplus isn't as great as it appears. Humbert agreed, calling the water issue a smokescreen. He said he's lost confidence in Rodriguez. On the other hand, Johnston says it's time to navigate the troubled waters.
We need to figure out a way to get the citizens their money back.
Is Philip Rodriguez ethical?
Yes, there is no doubt in my mind.
In Brighton,
Philip Rodriguez is a good man that is getting taken down by bad people at this point.
Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
And in a new statement to Denver 7, Philip Rodriguez tells us his raising utility fund issues was an immediate source of internal strife between members of council, that a member told him put him on, quote, thin ice, and that last night was the very first time he'd heard he could lose his job over these unspecified issues. A former instructional coach in Castle Rock has been sentenced to 4 years probation for taking upskirt photos of teenage girls and women. Police found roughly 20 videos of 10 women and 2 teenage girls on Stephen Jenkins' phone. At the time, he was working at Renaissance Secondary School. Before that, he was employed at Castleview High School for 29 years. And sad news tonight, Mark Carla, a Commerce City dentist and the son-in-law of Colorado Springs Mayor and former State Attorney General John Suthers, has died following a hit and run. Carla was leaving the Garth Brooks concert at Mile High when police say a stolen Jeep hit the Uber that he was riding in. The driver of that Uber, Yasir Hassan, was also killed. The man accused of stealing the SUV and causing the crash was arrested shortly after leaving the scene and is now facing charges of 2 counts of vehicular homicide. Aspen police say this man may be connected to a purse snatching and a separate armed robbery, events they described as extraordinary. No extra details were given, but if you have seen this man, give police a phone call. When we talk about our changing Colorado, often we're thinking about things like development and traffic, cost of living. Some argue it's not just the landscape that's transformed over the years, but our overall mindset. So tonight, Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski is going 360 on the political divide that seemingly separates the Denver Metro from the rest of Colorado.
In a state once seen as purple, turned as blue as you can get this past election,
I don't care for the governor.
there's disdain brewing in northern Colorado.
Seems like we're going California. Hugely.
Meet Jim Bowman.
No, my governor was just basically, I'm not in favor of most of the things he stands for.
An oil field worker.
Especially when it comes to oil and gas.
And the guy behind these bumper stickers.
Not my Colorado, it's just I've seen the state change so much.
But is that change good or bad? Let's go bumper to bumper and take a 360 ride for 4 perspectives. Hear more from Jim, who says this is not his Colorado. the native who says if you don't like it, leave. An Eaton barber who wants to keep things the old way. And lastly, the head of Colorado Rising who says this is her Colorado.
I'd like for people to think when they see this bumper sticker to think about what they're giving up.
For Bowman,
There you go.
the words on these stickers are personal.
Pretty much dependent on the oil field to make our living.
He feels threatened by the new oil and gas law prioritizing health and safety over corporate profits. Bowman also wants to see the growth stop and the bumper-to-bumper traffic go.
What is my Colorado? Just less rules and regulations mostly.
Which is what inspired these $5 stickers.
You know, I really...
For Colorado native, Russ Zeller.
Not my Colorado. If it's not your Colorado, then don't live here.
This issue is pretty simple. If you don't like it, you have the freedom to leave.
There's always going to be things that you're going to disagree with, no matter what governor you have.
Because I like Colorado the way it used to be.
Eaton barber Gene Smallwood isn't one for gossip.
There's some of it, but I don't want to spread it all over.
When it comes to these stickers,
I go along with it.
he's all for it. From his perspective, everything has changed and not for the best.
Not so much traffic, not so many people.
This is the type of Colorado that I want to be in.
Ann-Lee Foster runs Colorado Rising, a citizen group helping protect communities from fossil fuel extraction.
My question is, what is your Colorado? Because right now we have an F air quality rating. The law simply prioritizes health and safety first over corporate profits.
She has beef with these stickers and the whole idea behind them.
Is poor air quality really the type of Colorado that they're fighting for?
But at least these two can agree on one thing.
Would you put this bumper sticker on your car?
I don't like stickers.
I don't like bumper stickers anyway. So
I'd like to see them everywhere.
In Eaton, Jennifer Kovaleski, Denver 7.
This has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thank you so much for joining us. And check back here later tonight for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Ann Trujillo.